We're Dale and Mary James, and we've been married for 66, it will soon be 67 years.
I'm Charles Stanfield, and I've been married to my wife Linda for 67 years, 68 years, right?
Yeah. My name is Jill Raffas.
Tony Raffas.
We've been married for 56 years.
We met at church.
I pursued her for 2 years. Finally got the date.
He pulled up next to our curb with a couple in the back seat that she was my friend. I think she's the one that said, let's go get Linda. I don't think it was his idea, but he had a new car, so that was how that was our first date, even though the other night I asked, when was our first date? And he wasn't sure that was the first one. I said, yeah, I think it was.
We met in the basement of the Union, and I said, oh, well, I'll take her home. And that was the beginning of it all.
I said, if you go out with me one time, you'll never go out with another guy, to get her to go. And that was a prophetic statement.
It was about 1.5 years, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
We started dating, and we dated for about 1.5 years before we were married.
It takes putting God first, no matter what. God comes first, serve Him. My wife comes next, and then taking care of our kids.
Perseverance.
Oh, yeah, perseverance.
Pastor Tony, go ahead.
I was going to say live long.
Live long.
Trust. If a person doesn't gain the trust of the other person, it's hard to move forward. And in that arena, trust leads to respect. And once you have the trust of a person and respect, then you can let yourself, as they say, fall in love with the person.
I think we just honor God in everything. That's the best. That's all I know. Then honor each other.
Pastor Tony, I think, hit it on the head the other day in his sermon when he said, you've made a promise to God when you get married.
She didn't want anything for herself until everybody else got something, And trying to buy her something and get something for her was a lot different than I expected.
Being friends is a big part of being married.
Oh, yeah.
I did not realize that he was a leader until later in life, and as we were going through problems and things like that, he was the leader. He was going to have the say of our home, and I was very independent, and I did not appreciate it until I got saved.
When we first got married, he worked a lot of hours. I asked him one time, I said, I really need help with some of the housework and stuff, and he didn't necessarily think that he needed to, not that he wasn't willing, but he just had a lot of stuff going on at work. And I helped with the typing and that. But now, it's so different because he wants to help me all the time. He makes the bed, he does any chores that he can still do with his handicap. I appreciate that a lot.
She talks easily, almost on every subject, which is really nice, and that way I don't have to talk as much.
I think he's saying I talk too much.
She was very sensitive, quiet, thoughtful. What I was attracted to in her was her character. I didn't know it.
But the most ridiculous was when we were first married, and he won't even remember this. I had so much money for grocery store. It seemed like it was $25, which really sounds bad. But I had come home with something. I think it was milk, I don't know. His question to me was, why did you buy this at that store? Because you should have gone to another store. And I said, well, it was only 50 cents extra. It was only 50 cents. And he said, well, 50 cents is 50 cents. Well, we did not have an argument or a fight, but that hurt me so bad, and I never forgot about it. And to this day, I got to make sure I go to the right store. But
He doesn't open the car door for me.
And I still don't.
And he still doesn't.
For me, it was money, because when we first got married, I was independent. I was making my own money, and he was saying, we're going to open up a bank account, we're going to put it together. I was just not going to have it.
She says, you treat me like a kid.
yep.
You're not as your wife.
Peer pressure. You know, people would tell me if you're the man of the house, you wouldn't put up with that, and if you were, and I found myself trying to match the thoughts of others instead of understanding with who I live and what she required of me.
You never go to bed upset with each other. You never do that. So the conflict's over.
Dialogue, discussion, pause. When we start getting into a tiff, what's your favorite words?
I'm not going to fight today. We're going to fight tomorrow. I'll see if I have time tomorrow, but today I don't have time.
And everybody in the world has to have disagreements. Just fix it. If I'm at fault, then I need to say I'm sorry and not do it again.
When you don't solve a problem, it only builds up in your mind, and you think of other things, and instead of being a little tiny discussion that you need to do and decide, it ends up to be a mountain that you don't maybe get over. So if you solve them one at a time, you're better off.
Or forget them.
Or forget them. You need to forget them.
Or forget them, yeah.
I found if I gave my will to God, then I can acquiesce and be what she needed me to be for her. Because the fights people have is the battle of the wills. Boom, boom.
We never go to bed without resolving it. I've seen him come in and wake me up at night and say, I'm sorry.
Hold hands. Do things together.
Always put God first, your spouse second, and everything else last. Yourself last. And I've thought about that so many times. So if something he likes better than I do, then I want that first.
Without forgiveness, you can never get back the trust. So forgiveness is forgiving a person and forgetting it. And you say, well, how do you forget it? The word forgiveness means to let it go, whatever it is, and send it away.
Dwell on serving my wife and the kids or family or anybody else before myself.
You need to practice the fruits of the Spirit. And you need to know God has asked you to be a helper to your husband. And that is finding where he needs help. Where he's weak, you support him.
Well, I love the fact that he loves people. He doesn't ever see a stranger in the neighborhood, everything. He is very friendly and loving. He may not feel like it, but he still does it.
Mary has always knows how to talk, and it's wonderful.
I have to say right off the bat, leadership. I learned to love it instead of hating it.
And the thing I like about her is she is not selfish at all.
Sensitivity and sacrifice. Because they say with the success of every man is because of his wife. She sacrificed herself and was very sensitive to what I needed and our boys needed. And she, besides God, was a difference maker in my life, our kids' lives, and our family.
So I think it's his heart, just the fact he can still love me at this point. And I'll tell you,
Yeah, well, that's hard.
when we're talking about love, it really turns into something else as you go through the years. It's more like cherishing each other and
And always hold hands.
always holding hands.